explain to us what you're currently doing in your life right now, and then after that, I want you to give some advice to athletes who may be in your same shoes. You know, maybe smaller athlete but fast, great hands, can block, but not getting the ball enough to really show college scouts their true talent.
Well, I'm 31 years old. I live in Fishers, Indiana. I work at ADT Security Services. I'm pretty blessed, to have a good paying job. Definitely no millionaire, by any stretch of the imagination. But life has, definitely been good to me. I've been super blessed. I've been blessed with good friends, good family, and good experiences. If I had to give, advice to someone who was in my shoes, 13 years ago, I'd say commit early. Not only commit early, but also look into going into camps. I mean, you can't just make a sport a one-time thing. Now, if you play two sports, that makes it a little bit different, but you've got to train. You've got to be in early. You've got to be in the gym. You've got to be serious. And don't wait for someone to promote you. Promote yourself. There are certain, guidelines that may, restrain you from doing certain activities, but your parents, your parents have to be, a critical part in it as well. I mean, educate yourself, find out what you're getting into. If you don't know, if you don't have a family member, now we're, fortunate enough to have, massive use of the internet for everyone out there. Get out there, man. Hear different people's experiences. Nothing replaces life experiences, and when someone older, has an experience that you can listen to, doesn't mean you have to make it your own experience. You just kind of take bits and pieces from everything that you see going through life, and you try to turn it into your thing. Make it your own. But never give up. I mean, I'm still as competitive, if not more competitive now than I was then. It's just on another level. It's more mental than it is physical. But then maybe if I would have realized that it was more mental than it was physical back then, I'd be in a different spot. Who knows? But don't leave any room for question, I guess. I gave it my all. I did everything that I could. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I was fortunate enough to go to college. A lot of people, I know, didn't go to college. A lot of people, passed away before high school was even a realization. So I definitely feel blessed. God has been good to me. And I'm living life, man. Life is good.
Real quick, you made a good point about growing up in Chicago. What is one of the reasons why a lot of athletes from East Chicago don't complete the process of going to high school, going to college 4 years, getting a degree, or going to the next level or whatever?
Well, I think that, in whatever you do, your foundation is where you start, and without a solid foundation, people lose direction, people lose focus. Having all the right people around you is another key element, to being successful. Having positive people around, having a positive aura. I think that growing up in East Chicago sometimes is hard, for a lot of people. But, at the same time and in the same breath, I also have to say that growing up in East Chicago, man, is a beautiful thing. So many, wonderful people, great citizens, great human beings. I mean, you hear so much about all of the negative things and the negative people, that come from East Chicago, the mayor, all the political aspects of it, but some of the best and, wonderful people that I've been able to relate to, and they come from East Chicago. East Chicago makes good quality people, and I think that people from East Chicago don't take life for granted. I think that we live it up to the fullest, to the best of our abilities. Because I think that when you come from an impoverished place, I think that you realize that tomorrow's not promised to you, the next meal is not promised to you, and to be in a place in your life where that you can consider yourself to feel comfortable. It's night and day for me. I can't speak for anyone else. I've been blessed. I've been down. I've been out. I've been on top, back again. All at an early age. Growing up in East Chicago, you get life experiences. Maybe some before you should, but nonetheless, I think that it kind of, I ain't gonna say hardens you up all the way, but it makes your skin a little coarse. It gives you the ability to understand things and understand, what people are gonna try to do to you, when you go throughout life. Yeah, I hate to say it, but if you give someone the opportunity, they'll take advantage of you, and you have to, grow beyond that, see past that, and flock towards the people that are about the right things, that are trying to go in the right places. And that never changes. I hang out with managers, I want to hang out with executives. I hang out with executives, I want to hang out with presidents, I want to hang out with owners. And for me, the hunger never stops, and that kind of, goes in tune with my competitive nature, which I referenced earlier.
Also, I want to thank you, man, for the opportunity, and I wish you the best in the future, and hopefully, in the future we can do this again.
Oh, anytime, man. Thank you for having me.
Athlete,
AthletesLive.com, for sure.
Athletes Lives Network, exclusive interviews, once an athlete, always an athlete. Yeah. Thank you for watching Athletes Lives Network exclusive interviews. We will have more exciting interviews to come as we journey across the state of Indiana to look into the lives of former, present, and future athletes. You can follow us on our website at www.athletelives.com or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/athletelives. Remember, once an athlete, always an athlete.